Hello, I'm Heather Luna. Welcome to the Medicine Garden. Our next Footprints in Medical Herbalism program is coming up, and we would love for you to join us. It's going to be all online. Our goal is to continue to offer our great curriculum. Core materials are provided by Paul Bergner and the North American Institute of Medical Herbalism. We use his curriculum as a flipped classroom model, so you'll be listening to audio recorded lectures with Paul at home. And then when you come to class time, we get to go deeper into that material. We talk about case studies, formulation, and do a group sharing on herbs that you will be tasting and journaling at home. The most valuable part of this is that when we discuss our experiences with herbs, we learn from each other and discover that not everyone has the same reaction, and herbs can have very different effects on different individuals. One of the founding principles in studying herbalism is learning your materia medica. And what that means is learning your herbs and individual repertoire of how to use them. And how we offer this that might be a little bit different from other programs is you write your own. We give you resources and references, and you have to compile more than 50 different materia medica references based on the 4 different texts. And oftentimes those texts will have opposing views. And this becomes a little confusing for students when they're first starting to learn herbs. How can one book say one thing and then the other book says something completely opposite about the same plant? And as your job as a student to write your own materia medica means that you're going to be compiling all these opposing points of view, and then you'll be tasting those herbs for yourself and journaling them to see if that really matches and how do you experience the plant for yourself. And we feel this is like the best way to learn how to use herbs. The Vitalist principles based on 4 directions, a 4 directions model. Also can pertain to the 4 elements and the 4 humors, or sometimes called 4 temperaments. So the 4 elements you might know as fire, earth, water, air, and then we have hot, cold, moist, and dry being the humoral aspects. So how this pertains to humans is individuals have different constitutions, and guess what? So do plants. Some of them have a hot, spicy constitution. If you think about turmeric or garlic or ginger, they can really be nice for somebody who's feeling cold or has cold invasion. But for somebody who's really hot and inflamed, that might not be the right herb for them, and you could make them worse. So really learning to work with these elements of nature is a key to being an effective herbalist. Part of vitalism includes how do we gather our knowledge? How do we know where to look and gain insight in using herbs as medicine? And one of those directions is in the north. The north represents tradition and lineage and ancestry, and there is certainly a wealth of information to be gained from that knowledge of the north. In the east, we have the direction of the dawning sun. It's often associated with new ideas, thoughts, and mental acuity. And it's really important to utilize this direction as a representation of empirical evidence and scientific knowledge. And we know that clinical aspects of learning are often directed in the east, but they can also be pulled into our center while we look at the rest of the directions. Equally important is the south. South is the direction of high noon. The sun is vibrant in the sky, and I find that such an empowering place to be. It's the direction of personal experience. I know this works because I tried it, and nobody can question you on that. You tried it in your own body, and oftentimes the south can be a direction where we also learn from something else in someone else's body. So we share our communication with others in our learning community to gain insight on personal experience. And lastly, we have west, the direction where the sun sets. The time of twilight in the day that's often mystical and feels like your intuition is heightened in that dream state. And that's absolutely what it is. Using your intuition and using your instincts as a valuable place of knowing and feeling how herbs might work in the body. But you have to take it all in. Not any one of these directions is right all by itself. You need to stand in the middle and equally evaluate what's in the north, what's in the east, what's in the south, and what's in the west. And don't get locked into any one particular direction, because when we do, we miss the rest of reality that's out there. So the other thing you should know is that we're still doing medicine making as part of our program. Even though we won't be in a classroom making medicines together, we'll still have all the tools to do this for you at home. Once a month, we're going to send you a care package with all the herbs, menstruums, bottles, and supplies that you will need to make wonderful medicines all by yourself. We will still have classes using our online platform, so you'll have guided instructions on how to do this. And you could even be sitting at your desk at home while I'm sitting at the table showing you what to do, and you can be making it right alongside me. You will learn various ways to make tinctures, both fresh and dried plants. You'll learn numerous ways to make infused oils, as well as salves. You'll learn how to make oxymals and syrups, as well as honey pastes, and a few other special yummy powder mixes that we like to throw into different remedies along the way. Purple auroch. It's a delicious type of wild spinach. It's going in my salad tonight. This is helichrysum, sometimes known as curry plant, and it's ripe for harvesting. It's a wonderful perennial herb from the Mediterranean. Oh, and I can't wait for you to smell it. You should also know that we do uphold a pretty high academic standard in our program. You will be required to attend classes on time, even our online classes. You are also required to do homework every week. And if you don't show up to class, you can miss a few, but 90% of attendance is required to graduate. Enrollment is currently open for accepting applications into our Footprints of Medical Herbalism program, and you can look for more information and register or apply online at acornherbschool.com. And if you want to reach out and talk to me and ask me more questions, you can reach me at an email address, acornherbschool@gmail.com. Register today! So I want to tell you a little bit about our name. The ACORN School of Herbal Medicine came up with an acronym as ACORN, standing for the Academic Community of Radical Nature Cure. And order to practice herbalism effectively, one must turn towards nature as the original instructor. Working with plants is working with the forces of nature. Nature cure is a healing modality as old as humanity itself. Our contemporary expression of it originated in the mid-1800s from German practitioners who used whole foods diets, restoration of the circadian rhythm, bathing and healing waters, movement in the fresh, clean air, and a skillful application of medicinal plants. This was practiced, of course, while spending ample time in natural landscapes and wild places. They found these methods to be curative of numerous conditions. It was from this tradition alone that modern naturopathic medicine was developed. In order to facilitate a cure, we must unpack the habits of modern lifestyle and restore the balance of nature's original instructions in human life. It is our mission to resurrect these principles in the practice of Western herbalism today. We are a learning community, and each one of us comes to this calling with something to offer. We learn directly from experience, from our own, of course, and from each other's. Every student on this path has the ability to become a teacher as well, not just for ourselves, but also for those we serve and for one another. The unique effects of herbs on one individual offer experience for all of us in the setting of a shared learning community. We cultivate a ferocious appetite for learning with in-depth rigor, and in our academic work, we strive for excellence. In defense of nature's ability to heal, we take a radical stance against those dominant medical practices that suppress life's innate healing processes. We are the resistance against distorted views of suppression which are known to cause harm and illness. We have come to call our school the academic community of radical nature cure, servants of life, lovers of trees, humble nuts of the mighty oak.